Shalom, shalom. All right, shalom. Let's get a press play on this one. Make sure it records this. Shalom, shalom, Yashala, Bayatawadah, House of David. Giving all the glory and the honor and praise is true. Yahweh Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim Kakadash. Belongs to our elders and our apostles who grew well, who I learned the truth from, of the GMS, and citation selection out there scattered abroad. In the time of being gathered, in the time of the destruction of our enemies, man, and our oppressors, and made no account of our labors, man. Back in the past and even up until now, man. All right. So on to 1/3, men, women, children, take heed and believe. And then Yahushai Shabbat is first. So I'm gonna get into a topic, got a couple precepts, just to go into like the topic of the video is live stream video is they were stronger than lions. You know what I'm saying? Because scripture say like scripture say in Psalms 8:2, I said, yeah, God, we shall die like one of the princes. But like the Lord said, precious is the sight of the Lord is the blood of his saints. You see, and we're coming a time of a great persecution and insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, man. All right, it's being made more and more evident who the Lord's servants are, man. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start with that precept in 2nd Esdras. And we're gonna get into a couple precepts here. All right, see how the spirit's moving. All right, but it's not time to be getting weak; it's time to getting stronger, man. That's why scripture say, all right, the house of David waxed stronger and stronger. But the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker. All right, that's the 2/3 and the 1/3. All right, the elect and the reprobate silver, the gold in the stubble. Okay. Get that precept first in Samuel. All right, 2nd Samuel. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get Ezra's first. This time's the end, man. Russia's about to go at it. They're testing their nukes. America's about to make the move on Iran. Saudi Arabia saying they're about to go head up with Iran. All right, these are times we're in, man. And this is how you measure time diligently in itself. The elect, we're going one way towards life, to everlasting light, to the kingdom, and this world's going backwards. All right. So it's a fight, a battle, a war of vibrations, of frequencies, man, of truth and lies, deception and truth. Okay, let's go to Esdras, 2nd Esdras, chapter 16. In verse 67. Oh, man. I'll start verse 65. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day. What will ye do? Or how will ye hide your sins before the Most High and his angels? Behold, the Most High himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall the Most High lead you forth and deliver you from all trouble, right? Jacob's trouble, a time like never before, nor shall there ever be the like. It says, for behold, the burden and wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you. All right, and our side note says what? Or being unable to resist. See, being idle with things offered unto idols, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, and in reproach and trodden underfoot. Right, those that take the microchip, that sell out, that get weak. If I faint in the day of adversity, that strength is small. Proverbs 24:10. That's what we're building up each other, building up ourselves and also each other, man. Okay, let's get another precept. This is Isaiah 35 and verse 3. Strengthen ye the weak hands and confirm the feeble knees. Verse 4. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your power will come with vengeance, even the Most High with a recompense, which means payback. He will come and save you, right? He's going to come and save the ones that have ears to hear and eyes to see that have been awoken, all right? that their candle has been lit. And Lord willing, the Lord doesn't put our candles out. All right, it says, verse 70, for there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, all right, the house of David, saith Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith Yahweh power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as is a field covered with bushes. So you have to be what? Having good housekeeping, man. All right, trimming off fat, cleaning up yourself, man. All right, if you're all right, what did the Lord say in Matthew, man? All right, I'm not going to quote it. We're going to get right from the script because we have it right here. All these things were written for our learning, so we can know better and do better in these last days. Matthew chapter 15. All right, Matthew chapter. I'm going to come back to Ezra's and hold that. All right. Okay, Slacky, it's Matthew. Okay, there's a couple here. Matthew's in Matthew 5th chapter. There's Matthew the 18th chapter. It reiterates it. All right, Matthew chapter 5 and verse. I'll start verse 27. Yeah, I've heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell, the second death, you see. The second death. It's not literally telling you to pluck out your eye. It's telling you to stop that, man. Trim off that fat, the excess fat. All right? Cause sickness to the whole body, yourself and the whole body of the brethren, man. It says, and if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. It hath been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication, right? She's messing around with you. She's playing the harlot, right? She's being deceptive. She's being a worldly woman, right? Fornication causeth her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced, commit adultery. All right. But as you know, man, our filthiness is as filthy rags, man. All right. So we're trying to offend less. All right. As we see the days approaching, man, being all holy conversation and godliness and be in purity, man. All right. Peculiar, apart from this world, man. Okay. Got that point across. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Okay. Because if we would judge ourselves, we would be judged of no man. See? And that's what who the Lord's raising up, judges. All right. Yeah, we're in this flesh, but in the spirit, all right, in our mouth is found no guile, man. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. I'll start verse 9. Unto you, therefore, O kings, do I speak, that ye may learn wisdom and not fall away. And a lot of Jews, what happens? They get weak and they fall away. Okay? But we're not unto them that go back into perdition. All right? We'll keep it our course. Okay? It says, for they that keep holiness holily shall be judged holy, or says on the side note, or justified. And they that have learned such things shall find what to answer, or it says, or a defense. You see, we'll be defended, man, in that day when the enemy comes in like a flood, man. Let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 37. Matter of fact, I saw verse 35. Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of the Most High, ye might receive the promise of what? Everlasting life, the kingdom of heaven, where all good things are. It says, for yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them that who draw back unto perdition, which means for destruction, annihilation, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. And that's what we're doing. In our patience, we're possessing our souls, man. Okay? Now let's go to Sirach. All right? Because this is the faith and the patience of the saints. He that leads to captivity shall go into captivity. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Whoever kills the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the faith and the patience of the saints. Okay? Sirach chapter 16 and verse 13. It reads, I'll start verse 12. I'll start verse 11. It says, and if there be one stiff neck among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy, because the scriptures say what? None can escape the Lord's hand, man. All right? No man can deliver his brother's soul. Okay? For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. All right, he's about to pour out them 7 last vials, man. All right, judgments. Okay? Over in Cuba, there's a famine now coming, man. There's another tornado just ripped through Texas, man. There was earthquakes in diverse places. The most earthquakes and tornadoes in the past. It's never been recorded at how it's going down right now, man. Hail, right? This place is done, man. So Kwam Yasha, arise, Israel, man. Wake up out of the dust. Arise, for your light has come. Shine, man. Don't hide your light. Don't be weak and faint-hearted. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judges a man according to his works. The sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated. Make way for every work of mercy, for every man shall find according to his works. See, that's what everyone's going to reap what they've been sowing, man. And with that being said, let's get into these precepts I got here. Okay? This is 1 Samuel. Okay, 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 21. Ye mountains of Gilboa, let there be no dew, neither let there be rain upon you, nor fields for offerings. For there the shield of the mighty is violently cast away, the shield of Saul, as though he had not been anointed with oil. From the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty. All right? Because it was the reason why they died is because they was fighting the enemy, man, Amalek. The ones that say they are Jews and are not, but the synagogue of Satan. All right, they died in battle. They was fighting the Philistines and they died in battle, man. They was fighting these heathens and they died in battle, man. That's the house of David. And we're in a spiritual war right now, man. That's why the Lord said, awake, because wake up. This is not your rest. In the spirit. Verse 23, the point. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives. And Saul was Jonathan's dad. But they had a lot of beef. All right. But in the end all be all in the kingdom, all right, all Israel's gonna be perfect, man. There's gonna be no more drama, short for drama. Okay, Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions. You see, verse 24. Ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothed you in scarlet, with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle? O Jonathan, that was slain in thine high places. All right, I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. This was David's pretty much prayer. All right, very pleasant hast thou been unto me, because they loved each other as their own soul, David and Jonathan, man. That's how the elect are going to be in these last days, because that's how you're going to know the disciples from one another, man. For the love that they have for one another, laying down their lives for each other, man. All right, Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of a woman. All right, didn't mean they was homosexuals. Mean what? It was that fervent love, man. I'll die by your side, man. Like that movie 300 at the end, with Leonidas and his soldiers. You know, his soldier said, "What? It is a pleasure to have died by your side." And Leonidas said to his soldier, "It's a pleasure to have lived by yours." You see, that's the fulfillment of the law, man. Brotherly love. All right. Go next precept. Shalom, shalom, everyone in the comment board tuning in. Yeah, earthquakes, man. More fire and brimstone upon Babylon, man. We're getting out of here, man. We're packing our bags and we're getting out of here, man. The sword's being blown, man. All praise Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. Kwam Yashala. All right. Next precept, Proverbs 27 and 20. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. But as we know, all right, the elect, we're gonna be satisfied with our daily bread. Okay. We're gonna be satisfied whatever the Lord seems fit. All right. That's why one of the prayers to the Lord is what? Give me neither riches nor poverty, so that I don't curse thy name, man. All right. Feed us food that is convenient for us, man. Okay. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied. And that's why this devil Esau Edom, all right, he's about to make his move in Iran. He's about to make his move on Venezuela. He's about to make his move on Russia. Okay? It's about to be a third world war, man. It's brewing up. All right? It's going to come like a thief in the night, man. When you least expect it, there's going to be no more internet, no more YouTube, no more live streams, man. Famine of the word, Amos 8:11. All right? When you read Amos, matter of fact, we have our eyes single. See how it says, so the eyes of man are never satisfied? All right? But we have our eyes single for the Lord, full of light. But if he's full of darkness, how great is that darkness, you see? Okay, now let's go to Habakkuk. Chapter 2. Matter of fact, Amos, real quick, just to give a point. All right, Amos 8 and 8. Shall not, I'm sorry, verse 7, because the word of the Lord is not going to return void, man. The Lord has sworn by the excellency of Jacob, surely I will never forget any of their works. Shall not the land tremble for this? All right, earthquakes. And everyone mourn that dwelleth therein. And it shall rise up wholly as a flood. And it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt. You see? And that's what's happened, man. Flooding all over the place, man. This weather's not normal. It's about to be June, man. And it's cold as hell out here, man. Last night it was 50 degrees. The whole earth is out of course, man. Because Esau is at his end. It's about to be a time of never before, man. There's about to be a killer famine out here, man. Not just of bread and water, but of hearing the word of the Lord. And there's going to be a famine of bread and water, man. And then people go, I want to see people scoff them off then, man. When you go into your fridge and there's no cheese and butter, man, to feed your children and you. Let's go to Habakkuk. Now I'll come to y'all precepts. I'm just gonna I just want to bring out a couple here. Habakkuk chapter 2, all right, and verse 5 it says, yet also because he transgresseth by wine, all right, his philosophies, his ways of life, which really ways of death. There's only one way of life. There's one truth, one word, one life, one baptism, one power, right? It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. That's why Trump and Bolton and Pence and Pompeo, they're like, what? We're sending 1,000 troops. We're sending 10,000 troops. We're sending 120,000 troops. Oh, if we're gonna be able to win that war with Iran, we have to send a million troops, man. And a lot of you simple jakes gonna get drafted and brought into that war and die there, man. And they're just gonna kill you, man. That's the truth, man. We're not showing our way to seek love. That's the truth, man. Take it how you want it, man. Who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and he put unto him all people. Okay, and that's Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, Proverbs 27 and 20. Hell and destruction are never full. Never full, man. Never satisfied, man. That's why he was crying when Isaac gave him his blessing of the fatness of the earth and the sword to live by. Because it wasn't enough. Because it wasn't fulfilling it to the soul, man. This truth, this word is fulfilling, man. It fills you up wholly, man. You see? Let's go to Genesis. All right, because that's why the downfall of the sons of God happened, because of the lust of the eyes. All right, and also because of disorder of following the woman and not the man, which that's happening all over here, man. That's why a lot of Jakes, a lot of brothers of the truth going MGTOW, man. Men going their own way. All right, the best way to go. Because the beginning of sin is woman, and through her we all die. Now, not talking to the sincere sisters. All right, I'm talking. The shoe fits wear it. All right, 99% of these women are wicked. All right, like Scripture saying on Proverbs, an ornament of gold in a pig's nose. You know, Genesis chapter 3 and 4. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for the Most High doth know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, right, or a desire, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. All right, and that's what the start of the whole downfall of our nation, man. You see? Let's go to Obadiah. But now, as you know, there's no more wisdom in Esau, Edom, man. The wisdom is been taken away from them, man. The wisdom of this world is foolishness for the Most High, man. And they're about to get taken in the snare that is left for them in the way. All right? Lord has set them in slippery places to fall. All right? What's those slippery places? The oil. Okay? Because of the money, the dollar, the greenback, it's only strengthened by what? The oil, man. And they're losing it. It's seeping through. You see? That's why going to Venezuela and Saudi Arabia, I mean, not Saudi Arabia, Venezuela and Iran by a take, man, by a thief. You used to about to pull out that gun. Let's go to Obadiah. It's only one chapter, one book. All right, Obadiah. Verse 8, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau. And a lot of our people, you 2/3 so-called Negros, Latino, Native Americans, computer faces, the men and women and children, you follow after the ways of Esau, Cain, man, Cain gang. All right, you dye your hair blonde, you bleach your skin because you don't like your complexion, your dark, beautiful skin. You get eye contacts to make you get pale blue eyes. You get white hair. Like old people, all kind of filth, man. You men, you act like sodomites. You cut off your beards. You get lineups. You trim your way to seek love, which the love of this world is not love at all. It's really death. It's a destruction. Like you say here, hell and destruction never full. So the eyes of men are never satisfied, man. All right. Okay, this is I get a couple here. Psalms 21 and 1. To the chief musician, a psalm of David. The king shall joy in thy strength, O Yahweh, and in thy salvation, how greatly shall he rejoice. And that's what we're doing, man. We're not gathering up arms, military. We don't have to get guns and ammunition. We're greatly rejoicing in salvation that's about to come, man, through the chariots, the angels. Once the Lord sounds the trumpet and sounds the alarm to tell his angels, chariots, underneath Yahweh Shai, all right, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, to gather his elect from the four winds of the earth. There's some here that should not taste of death till they see the kingdom of heaven come in his glory and his power, man. Psalms 66 and 1. To the chief musician, a song or a psalm. Make a joyful noise unto power, all ye lands. All right. And only the elect can sing this song. All right. The everlasting gospel that was given unto the elect, the chosen, man. The few. All right. Psalms 137 and 6, the point. I'll start verse 5. If I forget thee, O Jerusalem, which Jerusalem, the people for its place, it's also land. All right, our heritage, our nationality, our people, man, a people of peace. Let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth. If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy. All right, this is our chief joy to what? Feed the sheep. All right, feed ourselves and also feed the sheep. All right, blow the alarm in the Lord's high mountain, man. Isaiah 32 and 9, because we just read how, all right, in the book of Samuel, how the anointed, right? They decked out the woman, man. They took care of the woman, man. They beautified them. But guess what? Like they say, a woman is also like the Esau. Yeah, the woman has a spirit of Esau on her. That's why she's never satisfied. That's why that wife of the Amazon dude, she got a divorce with him, man. And she took half of his money, man. They're never satisfied. You can never satisfy these women. That's why we have to wait until the Lord raises up for the prey, man. We have to cast all our cares upon the Lord because he cares for us. All right. Let's go to 2 Samuel. I'm going to reiterate it. I'm going to bring up this precept. Okay. 2 Samuel chapter 1 and verse 24. Yea, daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothes you in scarlet, right? Rich clothing, eloquent, not no yogas and thongs, all right? Twerking in music videos, all right? With other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel, right? Real gold, man. Real gold, man. All right? Isaiah 32:9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Right? All these trucks that import and export, all right, the goods to the food markets, all right, the perfumes and the tampons, it's gonna stop, man. All of it, man. The vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. We're in a trade war right now, China escalating, man. All right. It's also a sign for what? For you men to rise up, man, because you're the leaders of our nation, man. Because I'm gonna bring out a video that goes into why I bring out these precepts, man. Because I'm gonna just play it right now, man, through the Spirit. Because a lot of our women are ending up missing, man. And why they end up missing? Because there's no hedge, there's no protection. All right, the fathers not being fathers, and the men aren't being husbands, man, and brothers, and shepherds of the flock. All right, the prostituting out our women, right, whoring them out. With the law says there should be no prostitute or whore of the daughter of Zion, man. There should be no sodomites of the men. All right, if you're a man, you have sex with another man's wife. That's an act of sodomy, man. You're uncovering another man's nakedness. All it's gonna stop real quick, man. And let this play. All right, and this is just a little bit of it, man, because there's a lot of stuff that's going underneath the radar, man. They're not reporting it, man. People going missing, and that's it for them, man. No finding them. Just how you miss a dog or cat, and you put it on a tree out there. Oh, help me find my dog. Help me find my cat. It's missing. Because that's how a lot of women are acting like. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog. And guess what? That's why they ended up missing. Oh, pray for them, help me miss. No, this is the judgment of the Lord, man. Because the men are out there preaching. All right, the elders have been preaching for what, 30, 40 plus years. And the brethren out there right now, man, telling you repent, get right, man. Get in order. Stop wearing all these loose clothes. Stop being whores. Stop playing a harlot. Stop opening your quiver to every arrow. You men, stop being wicked as hell, man. Promoting that. Acting like that's cool. Let this play, man. RT. I'm gonna get to the calling board right now, man.
Over the past couple of weeks, several Black and Hispanic girls have gone missing in the nation's capital. A few of them have been found, but the majority are still missing. This news has garnered little attention, so we've made it here our top story tonight. Some say the news coverage would be different if the girls were white.
You see?
At this time, lawmakers are now calling on the FBI to help find them. Here's RT correspondent Ashley Banks with more on the developing story.
In a matter of 2 weeks, close to 20 Black and Latino girls went missing here in the District of Columbia. Now, it gained little to no attention from the media. Some of the girls have returned home, however, the majority are still missing. According to an academic study, it showed that 20% of all cases of missing Black girls are actually reported in the news. The DC Police Commander, Chanel Dickerson, has said most teens who go missing are leaving home voluntarily. According to her, the teens return home on their own or are located shortly after. According to the Metropolitan Police Department, missing persons cases have been declining in DC. There were 708 missing persons cases at the start of the year, and 674 of those have been resolved. Many speculate these girls fell victim to human trafficking. However, the MPD says there has not been an uptick in human.
And guess who's behind this? Amalek, man. Esau, Edom. So it's time for you to rise up and depart. This is not your rest. Ye careless daughters, This is why you're going missing. You're not listening to the trumpet, man. To the sound of the trumpet, the warning, man. Oh, I don't care. I'm gonna go out there at nighttime, and then you end up missing, man. Never to be found. Getting raped until you die, being made to a sex toy. You know, your organs taken from you. Oh, he's crazy. What are you talking about? This is what's happening behind closed doors, man. We have the light. We can see through the darkness of the wickedness out here, man. Okay? Look at DC missing persons cases 2017 only. And we're in 2019, man. Missing person cases have been declining. 708 missing persons cases, 674 resolved. No uptick in human trafficking. And it says what African American and Latino girls? That's the Southern and Northern Kingdom, man.
Trafficking and believes this is not the case. And the department also said social media has been the primary platform for disseminating news about
social media platform for missing person cases. That's why we put curses on social media. We put curses on Snapchat, Instagram, Tumblr, all that, man. WhatsApp. You know, we use social apps for this truth. But a lot of these women, they use to whore and freak out, man. Show their body and sell themselves, man, for sex. It's gotta stop, man. Shabbat Rayam social media, Mashapai social media. This is gonna come to a quick end, man. Lord's gonna make a speedy work of this, man. I'm gonna get that precept. It's in Romans. Lord's gonna do a speedy work, man. Keep on this play.
about missing persons cases, giving an explanation as to why few people heard of these missing girls until now, or why it may seem like there's an uptick in missing Black and Latino girls in D.C. Now, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser has said there isn't a connection between the missing girls and human trafficking. Bowser held a Facebook Live presser with Commander Dickerson. Here's what Commander Dickerson said.
We have received a lot of media attention and a lot of concerns from the public because of the number of releases. There have been concerns that young girls in the District of Columbia are victims of human trafficking or have been kidnapped. Or there's an increase in the number. And I say this without minimizing the number of missing persons in DC, because one missing person is one person too many, but there's actually been a decrease. And sadly, a large number of our missing.
Yeah. And you know what? This is ultimately is all judgment from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Okay? Real quick. Because this is the Lord, man. 1 Samuel 2:6. He controls the left-hand side, the evil, and he controls the right-hand side, the righteous. 1 Samuel 2:6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, which is his confusion, which he's doing right now to the elect, and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes, and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them. He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness. For by strength shall no man prevail. The adversaries of Yahweh shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. Yahweh shall judge the ends of the earth. He shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the throne of his anointed. Right? The house of David, the elect. All right. And as you know, all right, Isaiah, I'm going to get that in Romans. This is Isaiah 32. And 2, it says, I'll start verse 1. Behold, the king, Yahushai, shall reign in righteousness, which is already doing that, man, through the Spirit. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is in the midst of us as a great and terrible one. All right. Bringing judgment to light every morning. It says, and princes shall rule in judgment. All right. The elect. Yahshua Ali, he is a prince of power. All right. A nation of kings and priests. All right. And a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind, the destruction. Esau, the sword. All right. The nuclear missiles, the Third World War, the chip. Okay. My servant shall eat it. They shall hunger. All right. As rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right. What's that rock? The house of David, who the Lord said, the gates of hell shall not prevail against it, man. All right. Matthew 16 and 18, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. I'll get that. Matthew chapter. And no one's talking about this because why? No one cares, man. All right. The only one that cares is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and his elect for all this wickedness that's going on, man. All right. And we want the kingdom to come and all this wickedness, all right, and oppression to end. Matthew 16 and verse 18. And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and I'll start verse 17 just to make a point, man. It says, and Yahushua answered and said unto him, blessed art thou, Simon Bar-Jonah, for flesh and blood hath not revealed it unto thee, but my Father which is in heaven. And that's why the elect is, it's like the elect is blessed, because we believe, even though we have not seen him, man. All right, like we just read. All right, how was Eve beguiled by the serpent? Because the flesh of the eyes, the lust of the eyes. Okay, it says, verse 18, and I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. All right, this is the church, man. Church means to call out. We're calling out the wickedness. We're calling out Esau. We're calling out the 2/3, the nigger woman, right? The hoes, the harlots, the sluts, the social media, whoremongers. We're calling out, man, to repent. Only the elect is going to repent, come back, the remnant. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven. And whatsoever thou shalt bind on earth shall be bound in heaven. And whatsoever shalt thou loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven. Okay? Now let's go to Romans 9:28. For you will finish the work. All right, Romans 9 and verse 27. Isaiah also crieth concerning Israel. Though the number of children in Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. For you will finish the work and cut it short in righteousness, because a short work will Yahweh make upon the earth. And Isaiah said before, except the Lord of Sabaoth had left us a seed, we have been as Sodom and been like unto Gomorrah. All right, and that's deadly serious, man. All right, that's not a joke. All right, let's go to the Apocrypha. All right, Second Ezra, chapter 1. But before I go there, I just want to get something in Exodus. I'm gonna come to the convoy with any precepts and heart minute. Just like the Lord's about to destroy his place in the heart minute, man. He's out here, man. Exodus 34 and 10. And he said, I'll start at verse 8. It says, and Moses made haste and bowed his head toward the earth and worshiped. And he said, if now I have found grace in thy sight, O Lord, let my Lord, I pray thee, go amongst us. For it is a stiff-necked people, and pardon our iniquity and our sin, and take us for thine inheritance. And he said, behold, I make a covenant before all thy people, and I will do marvels such as have not been done in all the earth, nor in any nation. And all the people amongst which thou art shall see the work of Yahweh, for it is a terrible thing that I will do with thee. All right, a terrible thing the Lord's about to do, man. The Lord's about to kill a whole lot of people, man. Only with thine eyes shall thou see the destruction, the death of the wicked, man. And that's through Moses is the man that stood in the way, man. All right. Ask forgiveness for Israel because they made the golden calf when he was receiving the 2 tables of stone. Okay, this is I'm gonna get this precept and I'm gonna go to Wisdom of Solomon after. All right, Second Ezra chapter 1. I'll start verse 36. Matter of fact, I'll start verse 33. Matter of fact, 32. It says, I sent unto my servants the prophets whom ye have taken and slain, and torn their bodies in pieces, whose blood I require of your hands, saith the Lord. Because Scripture saying in John, if any man even hate his brother in his heart, he's a murderer. All right, and they hate us, man. Thus saith the Almighty Lord, your house is desolate, because we want to know why they hate us? Because we want to keep on doing wicked ass acts, being adulterers and adulteresses, right? Having side niggas and this, that, and the third. Selling drugs and killing our people, getting rich off our people, not even getting rich, getting some breadcrumbs off Esau's table, and while in the meantime destroying our people with drugs and this filthy music. Thus saith the Almighty Lord, your house is desolate. I will cast you out as a wind doth stubble. And that's what happened to us. We were cast out of our house, our dwelling place, all right? Our motherland, Jerusalem, Israel, not Africa, all right? That's why we fled from Roman persecution around 66, 70 AD, all right? And your children shall not be fruitful, and for they have despised my commandment and done a thing that is evil before me. Your houses will I give to a people that shall come, which not having heard of me, yet shall believe me, to whom I have showed no signs, yet they shall do that I have commanded them. That's the elect. See? They have seen no prophets, yet they shall call their sins to remembrance and acknowledge them. That's what we're doing. We're confessing our sins. All right, we're acknowledging our sins, and we're coming back to the Lord wholeheartedly, man. I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness. And though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the thing that I say. You see, we believe. All right, now let's get that in Wisdom of Solomon. All right, Wisdom of Solomon chapter, I believe it's Psalm 17. For while they suppose linen and secret scattered in dark veil. Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon 18. I'm gonna start at the top. All right. Nevertheless, thy saints had a very great light, whose voice they hearing and not seeing their shape, because they also had not suffered the same things. They counted them happy. Right? They were not destroyed by the plagues and destruction of Egypt. All right. Exodus chapter 10. In verse 23, it reads, Exodus chapter 10, verse 23. It says, and Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, go ye serve the Lord. Only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you. And Moses said, thou must give us also sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto Yahweh our power. I'm going to jump down to verse 27. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart. He would not let them go. Same thing today. He's hardening Esau's heart. Modern day Pharaoh. Esau, Edom. Okay. And it says, Wisdom of Solomon 18:2. But for that they did not hurt them now, of whom they had been wrong before. They thanked them and besought them pardon for that they had been enemies. Instead whereof thou gavest them a burning pillar of fire, both to be a guide of the unknown journey, and an harmless sun to entertain them honorably. They were worthy to be deprived of light and imprisoned in darkness, who had kept thy sons shut up, by whom the uncorrupt light of the law was to be given unto the world. All right, the world of what? Israel. That law, all right? It wasn't given to the Hittite, the Perizzite, the Jebusite, all right? And when they had determined to slay the babes of the saints, one child being cast forth and saved to reprove them, all right, this is Moses, right? Thou tookest away the multitude of their children and destroyest them altogether in a mighty water. Of that night were our fathers certified afore, that assuredly knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, that they might afterwards be of good cheer. So of thy people was accepted both the salvation of the righteous and destruction of the enemies. All right, because a generation had to pass away because they were unbelievers, they're unfaithful. All right, that's why Joshua and Caleb, all right, they brought the children of Israel into the promised land. Okay, because there was another spirit in them. They weren't scared of all the Canaanites and their stature, because they believed in him who was invisible. It says, Wisdom of Solomon 18 in verse 8. For wherewith thou didst punish our adversaries, by the same thou didst glorify us whom thou hast called. Right? Many called, few are chosen. And Lord's about to do that again. He's about to just punish our adversaries, all those that fight against Jerusalem. All right? He's about to glorify those whom he has called. For the righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly, and with one consent made a holy law, that the saints should be all like partakers of the same good and evil. The fathers now singing out the songs of praise, right? That new song only elect can learn. All right. Revelation 14 and 4. 144. These are they, I'm sorry, verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. These are they which were not defiled with women. Doesn't mean they don't have women. They don't have a desire for women. All right, it's a natural thing. It means defiled with other ways of life, false doctrine, false gods. For they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they were without fault before the throne of the Most High. Because why is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai who justifies? Okay. Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 10. But on the other side there sounded an ill-according cry of the enemies, and a lamentable noise was carried abroad for children that were bewailed. The master and the servant were punished after one manner, and like as a king, so suffered the common person. All right, because with the Lord, there's no respecter of persons. Okay. Go to the next precept. That's like I'm for the con while I was loading. Con Amos 3 and 6 shall men of valor, Calavia, Shalom, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Isaiah 45 and 7, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. The Lord do all these things, right? And the Lord said also what? There's a time for love, there's a time for peace, time to kill, time to die, right? Right now, it's time of war, mass destruction, Mashapayim, judgment. Judgment day is upon us, brethren, you sisters. All right. Psalms 37:28. For the Lord loveth judgment and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off. You see? Gabriel, Shalom. You know, as Spirit too, he's over there in Texas. The Lord just visited Texas with storm and tempest and an earthquake, man. Okay, now this is 2 Samuel. All right. I'll start verse 13 just to get the point. All right. And it was so that when they that bear the ark of Yahweh had gone 6 paces, he sacrificed oxen and falons, and David danced before Yahweh with all his might. And David was girded with a linen ephod. And that's what we're doing. All right, we're spiritually singing and dancing and piping in the midst of the Lord in the time of the spiritual ark being brought back into the land. All right, and what is these proud daughters of Zion doing? They're mocking and scoffing us, man. Taking our kindness for weakness. Verse 15. So David and all the house of Israel brought the ark of the Lord with shouting and with the sound of the trumpet. And as the ark of Yahweh came into the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, looked through the window and saw King David leaping and dancing before Yahweh, and she despised him in her heart. You see, hating, man. Now jumping down to verse 21. Now I'll start verse 20 so first and foremost, because the Lord knows all the thoughts of man and woman. First, she despised him in his heart for doing a beautiful thing, a righteous thing. And then after that, she opened her mouth, man. Verse 20, here's where it happens. Then David returned and blessed his household. And Michal, the daughter of Saul, came out to meet David and said, how glorious was the king of Israel today, who uncovered himself today in the eyes of the handmaids of his servants, as one of the vain fellows shamelessly uncovered himself. Wicked is all hell, man. But guess what? David took those ones to have an honor as his wives, and he shut Michal up in a dungeon forever, not have any children. That's what's coming back, man. Verse 21. And David said unto Michal, it was before Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, which chose me before thy father and before all his house to appoint me ruler over all the people of Yahweh, over Israel. Therefore I will play before Yahweh, and I will be more vile than thus, and will be base in mine own sight, and of the main servants which thou hast spoken of them shall I be had in honor. Therefore Michal, the daughter of Saul, had no child until the day of her death. And that was a shame back in the ancient days, man, not to have children. Let's see here. Ezekiel 2:8, but thou, son of man, to close out a couple of these tabs. We'll run a little faster. All right, Ezekiel 2:8. It says, but thou, son of man, hear what I will say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house, right? The 230s at the spiritual house of Saul, waxing weaker and weaker. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee, right? This truth. All right, Sirach 22 and 22. If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not, for there may be a reconciliation, except for upbraiding or pride or disclosing of secrets or a treacherous wound. For these things every friend will depart. Be faithful to thy neighbor in his poverty, that thou mayest rejoice in his prosperity. Abide steadfast unto him in the time of his trouble, that thou mayest be heir with him in his heritage. For a mean estate is not always to be contemned, nor the rich that is foolish to be had in admiration. See? This is 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 13. Oh man. Going back into this this video, yeah? All right, I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna get a precept on it.
Girls return, they leave home voluntarily and return within the short period of time.
Many people have taken to Twitter using the hashtag Missing DC Girls to voice their concern. So a bunch of little girls have gone missing and we're finding out on social media instead of news networks. All these young black girls missing in DC, something is not right and the MPD needs to be investigated. Welcome to America, where we use the FBI to find a football jersey, but can't even get Amber Alerts for the missing DC girls.
Exactly, because they don't care about you, man. Scripture say that, who shall bemoan thee? Who shall mourn for thee, O Israel? So that's why the Lord said in Zephaniah 2, gather yourselves together, O ye nation not desired, man. They don't care about you. They just want to take advantage of you, man. Rape you as sex slaves and then take your organs. All right, this is the precept for that. 1 Timothy chapter 5 and 11. But the younger widows refuse, for when they have begun to wax wanton against Yahushai, they will marry, having damnation, because they have cast off their first faith. And withal they learn to be idle, wandering about from house to house, busybodies. Not only idle, but tattlers also, and busybodies, speaking things which they ought not. I will therefore that the younger woman marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to their adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan. You see? Let's go to Sirach real quick. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 29. Verse 22. Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage than the delicate fare in another man's house. Be it little or much, hold thee contented that thou hear not the reproach of thy house. For it is a miserable life to go from house to house. For where thou art a stranger, thou darest not open thy mouth. Now let's get a precept I was roughly paraphrasing. Let this play and I'll get the precept.
Person was referring to Tom Brady's stolen jersey that was returned to his team by the FBI. Lawmakers are now calling on the FBI to use their time wisely and look for the missing Black and Latino girls. They are asking Attorney General Jeff Sessions and FBI Director James Comey to devote the resources necessary to determine whether these developments are an anomaly or whether they are indicative of an underlying trend that must be addressed. Many are questioning whether if these girls were...
Proverbs chapter 30:7. 2 things have I required of thee, deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is Yahweh? Ba'ashem Yahushai. Power, you see? In the barren womb, the earth that is not filled with water, and the fire that saith not, it is enough. The eye that mocketh at his father, and despiseth to obey his mother. The ravens of the valley shall pick it out, and the young eagle shall eat it, because it's going to be a great sacrifice, man. And in that spirit, we were just in Proverbs 27:20, talking about how hell and death is never satisfied, it's never full, man. So why did it say that the raven and the young eagles will pluck it out? Because it's about to be a big sacrifice for them, man. Okay, Revelation 19 and verse 17. And I saw an angel standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power, that ye may eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains, and the flesh of mighty men, and the flesh of horses, and of them that sit on them, and of the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. Read that again, Proverbs 30. And 17, the eye that mocketh at his father, who choose our father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and the elders, spiritual fathers, and despiseth to obey his mother, the ravens of the valley shall pick it out, and the young eagles shall eat it. There be 3 things which are too wonderful for me, yea, 4 which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. Such is the way of an adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness. All right. That precept. All right. Job 12 and 16. With him is strength and wisdom. The deceived and deceiver are his. Gabriel, Psalm 17 and 6. I have called upon thee, for thou wilt hear me, O power. Incline thine ear unto me and hear my speech. But everyone doesn't have ears to hear, man, or eyes to see, because the Lord doesn't want them. That's why to be very grateful and thankful for what we have, man. Humble. 1 John 4 and 17. Herein is our love made perfect, that we may have boldness in the day of judgment. Because as he is, so are we in this world, right? We're on one accord, man. One accord. Our power is about to show his power and strength. All right. This is 1 Kings chapter 21 and verse 20. It says, and Ahab said to Elijah, hast thou found me, O mine enemy? And he answered, I have found thee, because thou hast sold thyself to work evil in the sight of Yahweh. Right? Sold thyself. Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will take away thy posterity, and will cut off from Ahab him that pisseth against the wall, him that is shut up and left in Israel, and will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha, the son of Ahijah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked me to anger, and made Israel to sin. And of Jezebel also spake Yahweh, saying, the dog shall eat Jezebel by the wall of Jezreel. Him that dieth of Ahab in the city, the dog shall eat, and him that dieth in the field shall the fowls of the air eat. But there was none like Ahab, which did sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of Yahweh, whom Jezebel his wife stirred up. You see? He was following after his wife, man. Wickedness, and you still got that today. Zephaniah 3 and 13, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. They shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. Sing, O dove, let me get some water. Sing, O daughter of Zion, and shout, O Israel, be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Yahweh Bashim Yahushua hath taken away the judgments, thy judgments. He hath cast out thine enemy. The king of Israel, even Yahweh, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. We're living in beautiful times, man. The Lord's taking the curses off us and put on our enemies, man. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. Revelation 22 and 3. And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of Yahweh and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads. Right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Doesn't mean get it tied. Don't get simple. In that day it shall be said of Jerusalem, fear thou not, and to Zion, let not thine hands be slack. Don't be lukewarm. Don't be slothful in work, man. Get on fire, man. The Lord thy power in the midst of thee is mighty. He will save. He will rejoice over thee with joy. He will rest in his love. He will joy over thee with singing. So there's beautiful music being played right now for the elect, man. Cheering the elect on, man. All right. This is why there's such a big problem right now with our people, man, because they want to humble themselves, man. Get in order as a little child, man. They're prideful as all hell. Stiff-necked. Can't nobody tell them nothing, man. Matthew 18 and 3. That's why a lot of our people going to learn the hard way, man. It's going to be terrible, man. The same shall know it by death by pain. Oh, it's going to hurt. The Lord's going to make it hurt. He's going to do a slow, painful death, man. He's going to make you feel it, man. Matthew 18 and 3. Since you don't want to go to this baptism, to this fire, you don't want to go through this fiery furnace of affliction. You want to sell out. You want to go to college. You want to make it in this world. You want to get comfortable with the heathen. You want to make your bed here, make your rest here. You're in for a big wake-up call, man. Since you want to take heed to the trumpet, man. Matthew 18 and 3. And verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoso shall receive one such little child in my name, receiveth me. But who shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better of him or her or children, because guess what? Elijah, he put a curse on children when they mocked him, man. And the Lord sent she-bears to devour and eat them up and tear them to pieces, man. Keep thinking the Lord's a game and a joke, man. The Lord is terrible and powerful and fierce. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, which of the elect, 144,000, 1/3, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea. Woe unto the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to the man by whom the offense cometh. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, right? we're in the time of what? The 5 wise virgins trimming the lamps, man. If you got a friend or a wife, you know, or an acquaintance, whatever, and they're offending you, and they're taking taking away from your spirit, they're trying to put water on your lamp, on your fire, cut them off, man. And cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed, rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. Doesn't talk about carnal, talk about spiritually, man. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell of fire. The second death. We're in the time of what? Cutting off, trimming our lamps. Right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes. This is time for everything, man. Matter of fact, I'm going to Matthew 25 since I said it. All right, who are these 5 wise virgins trimming the lamps? The elect. Matthew 25 and 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom, right? Yahushai. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them, but the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, right? Though it tarried, wait for it, for it surely come to pass. They all slumbered and slept, right? Went back to sleep, went back into the world. Got careless, like the careless daughters, right? Spiritual careless daughters, not rising and departing. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out, right? Going out. The spirit has left them. The wisdom, knowledge, understanding, which can keep you stable in these times. Which you get it. Proverbs 6. Okay, Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23. Nope. I'm sorry, verse 20. My son, keep thy father's commandment and forsake not the law of thy mother. Bind them continually upon thine heart and tie them about thy neck. When thou goest, it shall lead thee. When thou sleepest, it shall keep thee. And when thou awakest, it shall talk with thee. For the commandment is a lamp, all right, or a candle, right? And the law is light. And the reproofs of instruction are the way of life. That's nothing. You reprove our people. They want to kill you. They hate you. But it's the instruction of life, man. Open rebuke is better than secret love. To keep thee from the evil woman, right? The whore, America, the valley shadow of death, Esau, Edom, who is as hell and cannot be satisfied, Habakkuk 2. From the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, right? They run out of that oil. And the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. And that's what's happening, man. We're in a war right now. Okay? And many have fallen by the tongue. This is in the Apocrypha, right? Sirach, watch this. Sirach 28 and 18. It says, many have fallen. Man, I'm sorry, verse 17. The stroke of a whip maketh marks in the flesh, but the stroke of the tongue breaketh the bones. And that's why this word is sharper than any two-edged sword. Hebrews 4 and 12. We're destroying this place with this word, this gospel, man. You know, back in the day, we was getting whipped in our flesh. But pretty soon, Esau, you're about to get whipped in your flesh. Literally, physically. Many have fallen by the edge of the sword, but not so many as have fallen by the tongue. Woo! Well is he that is defended through the venom thereof, who have not drawn the yoke thereof, nor have been bound in her bands. For the yoke thereof is a yoke of iron, and the bands thereof are bands of brass. The death whereof is an evil death. The grave were better than it. It shall not have rule over them that fear Yahweh, neither shall they be burned with the flame thereof. Woo! Such as forsake the Lord shall fall into it, and it shall burn in them, and not be quenched. It shall be set upon them as a lion, and devour them as a leopard. Who was like as a leopard? All right, the Grecian Empire, man. When evil was multiplied, Esau, Edom, Alexander of Macedon, spiritual. Look that thou hedge thy possession about with thorns, and bind up thy silver and gold, right? This truth. And weigh thy words in a balance, and make a door and bar for thy mouth. Beware thou slide not by it, lest thou fall before him that lieth in wait, which is who? Esau, Edom, man. All right, just like that video was pulling out. First Peter's, right? All right, First Peter chapter 5. Beautiful piece that goes right into it. First Peter chapter 5, verse 6. I'll start. It says, humble yourselves therefore under the mighty hand of Yahweh, that he may exalt you in due time. That time is almost at hand. Casting all your cares upon him, for he careth for you. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. You see, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. But the power of all grace, who hath called us into his eternal glory by Yahushua Mashiach, after that ye have suffered a while, make you perfect, establish, strengthen, settle you. To him be glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. You see? I'm going to get to Hosea right now. I'm just going to get to the comment board real quick. Okay, this is Hosea chapter 4, verse 4. All right? Yet I am Yahweh thy power from the land of Egypt. And thou shalt know no God but me, for there is no Savior beside me. I did know thee in the wilderness, in the land of great drought. And there's about to be a huge drought here in America, man. You best believe it. According to their pastures, so were they filled. They were filled, and their heart was exalted. Therefore have they forgotten me, right? Because of all the teats, all the vintage and fruits of Esau in a mystery Babylon, man. The glory of kingdoms. Therefore I will be unto them as a lion, as a leopard by the way will I observe them. Amen. You better fear the Lord, man. And I will meet them as a bear that is bereaved of her whelps, and will rend the call of their heart. And there will I devour them like a lion, the wild beast shall tear them. O Israel, thou hast destroyed thyself, but in me is thine help. I will be thy king. Where is any other that may save thee in all thy cities? And thy judges of whom thou sayest, give me a king and princes. Because the Lord is our Savior and King, man. Bro, people went so far off, man. You know, and this is what's been happening since the beginning of ages, man. In the ancient days. All right, real quick, just to show you. All right, First Samuel 8:1. And it came to pass when Samuel was old that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of this, I'm gonna jump down. I'm gonna keep reading. It says, now the name of his firstborn was Joel. The name of his second, Abiah. They were judges of Beersheba. And his sons walked not in his ways, but turned aside after lucre. That's what a lot of people do with our people, man. Turn away from filthy lucre. They forget the Lord. They forget righteous judgment. They just all they care about themselves and filthy lucre, which is riches, money. And took bribes and perverted judgment. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But this thing displeased Samuel, when they said, give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto Yahweh. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. You see? According to all their work, all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, where they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that should reign over them. And Samuel told all the words of Yahweh unto the people that asked of him a king. And he said, this will, you know, and it goes into it. But that's the point. You see? All right. This is I'm gonna get to that. All right. This is this is time for everything, man. I'm gonna get that Ecclesiastes, because living time of judgment, man. A time like never before. It ain't gonna be too much talking too much longer, man. I can feel it in my spirit. All right, let's go Ecclesiastes. Slack, just pulling it up. All right, Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Bear with me. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and 1. To everything there is a season, and a time, every purpose under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. Verse 8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. All right. Ecclesiastes 30 and 15. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. Death is better than a bitter life. We're in a bitter life right now. All right. America means bitter. Or a continual sickness. All right. The whole head is sick, man. It says that in Isaiah, the 1st chapter. Delicates poured upon a mouth shut up are as messes of meat set upon a grave. Because they don't want to eat the whole roll, man. They shut their mouth. And it says upon a grave because they're dead, man. You know? Jeremiah 3 and 1. They say if a man put away his wife, which the Lord put away as his wife, which is Israel, and she go from him, that happened, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not the land be greatly polluted? Which this is a polluted land. That's why the Lord said, arise and depart, Micah 2 and 10. You know, the most of our nation made a covenant and an oath and in marriages with all the heathens, man. You see? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again unto me, saith Yah. Return again to me, saith Yahweh. Right, with the mother of all harlots, America, Esau, Edom. Amos 4 and 10. I have sent among you the pestilence after the men of Egypt. Your young men have I slain with the sword, Esau, Edom. And I have taken away your houses. And I have made you the stink of your camp to come up unto your nostrils. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith Yahweh. Right, you're doing all this, that, third, but you never want to come back to Yahweh, man. Everything but seeking the Lord. Anything and everything but seeking the Lord. Play a little bit up more of this and get a couple last closing precepts and be out, man.
Why would things be handled differently? In Washington, Ashley Banks, RT.
And joining us now, Sharice Crawford, the Advisory Neighborhood Commissioner in Ward 8 for Southeast Washington, D.C. Sharice, thank you so much for being here. And I'm wanting to know, in your community, what's been the reaction to this news coming out in the past couple of weeks?
Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for talking about this very important subject. The reaction has been that of outrage. We held a press conference this past Wednesday evening, and it was a large turnout. The challenge has been that we have not had a conversation of this magnitude on that platform, if I can recall it, in a very long time. And so we're looking for resolutions. We introduced resolutions from my office to the mayor's office to city council. We introduced the resolution.
Right. Obviously, the Lord deprived the woman of any wisdom or understanding. The resolution is coming back to the Lord and fearing him. Jeremiah 15 and 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Who shall bemoan thee? Who shall go aside to ask how thou doest? Thou hast forsaken me, saith Yahweh. Thou art gone backward. Therefore will I stretch out my hand against thee and destroy thee. I am weary with repenting. And I will fan them with a fan in the gates of the land. And I will bereave them of children, right? That's what he's doing, man. Children missing, abducted, kidnapped. organ traffic, sex traffic. I will destroy my people since they return not from their ways. The widows are increased to me above the sand of the seas. I have brought upon them against the mother of the young men a spoil at noonday. I have caused him to fall upon it suddenly, and terrors upon the city. Okay. Go to Zephaniah real quick. Zephaniah chapter 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, yea. Gather together, O nation of desire. Before the decree bring forth, before the day pass out of the chaff, right? Day of Lord, darken not light. Not fire, man. Nuclear missiles, chariot fire. Before the fierce anger of Yahweh come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Seek ye Yahweh, all ye meek of the earth, which have brought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of Yahweh's anger.
And that we've also sent this to both Senate and Congress, again, looking for resources that can, one, help us to keep our MPD website updated and accurate. The question that you asked me at the beginning of the segment is the question that everybody's been asking. What's the total number? Is this accurate? Is that accurate? And so social media has created a trend where there are a lot of numbers floating around, right? And we're trying to get the accurate number of those individuals. And so we are asking that they identify someone that can be full-time with focusing solely on updating the number of missing persons, and to focus on those that are actually missing.
Yeah, they're not reporting this, man. And, you know, this is a black market, man. This is big business, man. It's all adding up to a time like never before yet. Habakkuk 3 and 16. When I heard, my belly trembled. My lips quivered at the voice. Rottenness entered into my bones, and I trembled in myself, that I might rest in the day of trouble. When he cometh up unto the people, he will invade them with his troops. All right, when all hell breaks loose, man, third world war. Although the fig tree shall not blossom, neither shall the fruit be in the vines. The labor of the olives shall fail, and the field shall yield no meat. The flock shall be cut off from the fold, and there shall be no herd in the stalls. Yet I will rejoice in Yahweh. I will joy in the power of my salvation. But all the other people that don't understand what the Lord is doing, don't understand the Lord's will, you're going to curse the Most High, man. Just like Job's fool's wife, curse the Most High and died. Well, when there's a famine of bread and water, we're still going to rejoice and praise and magnify the Lord, man. It's going to be beautiful, man. Everyone's just losing their mind. The Lord, my power, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai is my strength, and he will make my feet like hinds feet. He will make me to walk upon mine high places, to the chief singer on my string instruments. Isaiah 10 and 20. And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped from what? The enemy, man. Of death. You know, the sting of death, the serpent, Esau, all this, man, this wickedness, the whore, America. Of the house of Jacob shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. All right, who smites us? Esau, Edom, the sword, his blessing. But shall stay upon Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty power. For though that people Israel be at the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption of the creed shall overflow with righteousness. Isaiah 3 and 24. And it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, instead of a well set head baldness, instead of a stomach a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Isaiah 65 and 12. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and you shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall hunger. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. For Yahweh power shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name. All right, last one here. 2 Timothy 4:4. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables. But watch thou in all things and endure all afflictions. Do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. For I am now ready to be offered, and the time of my departure is at hand. I have fought a good fight, I have finished my course, I have kept the faith. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto them that also love his appearing. Do thy diligence come shortly unto me. For Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica, Crescens to Galatia, Titus unto Dalmatia. See? Some have departed from the faith.
What are they doing to find the families? Because we're looking for the families of those who are still missing. What is MPD doing to locate those families and actually have those families have a voice?
The fact is even if the police department is saying that the number of those children missing is not going up, it might.
The police department is behind it, man. You better wake up, man.
Even be declining. The fact of the matter is, regardless of those facts, these cases are still underreported. Why is that?
I think but what's happening is that they've made this correlation to the missing persons, as if the missing person case is not as valid as a missing person, as the runaway rather is not as valid as the missing person. When in reality, if they're missing, you don't know if they are a runaway or if they've been taken.
Hey, that's just like that chick that made a huge war with Israel because she played the harlot, man. She went back to her father's house. She ran away. So a lot of you women, man, you went for a treat, man. Oh man, it's gonna get sick out here, man. And that's why we're praying for a few days, man. We want to get out of here, man. If you're not in the spirit of getting out of here, then I won't be around you, man. Okay, let's go to Judges. Right? Okay. This is Judges chapter. All because of women. Watch this. Ready? Judges chapter 19 and 1. And it came to pass in those days when there was no king in Israel, that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house to be at Bethlehem, Judah. She ran away, just like that's how you know this is our people, man. Come on. You can't tell us nothing, man. You know the truth. You can't debunk the Hebrew Israelites, man. It says, and his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months. Damn. It says, or a year and 4 months. Hebraically, days, 4 months. It says, and her husband arose and went after her to speak friendly unto her. All right, also means to her heart, right? To her mind, her spirit. And to bring her again, having his servant with him, and a couple of asses, and she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. This is where we're all started, man, because the wickedness of women from running away from her husband. All right, and there's a huge war that broke out with the tribe of Benjamin and all Israel, man, which was never that like in Israel since that, man. You know. With that, amen. Gonna give all praises and glory and honor and fear. I got the point across.
So I think we've been advising that to take every case of missing person as seriously, regardless of what previous cases have told you, that there have been previous runaways, and that requires another set of solutions. And then there are those who are absolutely missing still to this day.
We hear about the Amber Alert, and there are specific strict criteria that go along with issuing an Amber Alert, and that really comes down to an abduction, a known abduction of a juvenile. Would there be a proposal, perhaps, where we might be doing something similar to an Amber Alert, but with different criteria so we can get this information out as soon as someone goes missing?
It's actually just funny you would say that, because that is actually number...
Yeah, your devices, 911 ain't gonna save you in that time, man. We in some deadly serious times. Arise and depart, this is not your rest. Repent, the kingdom is at hand. Repent, the kingdom is at hand. All praise Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakodash, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahushai, Wat Paratha Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, La'awlam Yam, Bashim Kakodash. All right. Then want my elders, my apostles, the GMS, where I left this truth from, and citation selection out there, scattered abroad in time of being gathered, 144,000, 1/3. Stay strong, stay firm. All right. Have your loins girded about with strength and be amen. All right. If we don't stand up for this, nobody will, man. Death to Esau, death to America, and the 2/3, you got to die on the side, man. All right. Kwam Kwam Yasha Allah, the elect of Israel. Let's go, champs. I'm gonna sound the alarm and I'm gonna cut it off. Shalom. Mawak Ball. Shalak. Adawam Yam.